fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay Wilder, Shelley Fle, Zhilei Zhang. Get this. According to Shelley Fle, the manager of Deontay Wilder, Team Wilder, he says this: look, we would love Parker, but that hasn't been discussed. But in either case, if Zhang was presented, that would be a big fight, Finkel said. If that was on the same card as the fight with Joshua Ngannou, I think Deontay and Zhang would rival that. It would be a phenomenal show for the public again. I think the job that they did putting on all the heavyweights together on the card was wonderful. Those are the words of Shelley Fle, and let me counterpunch. First things first, he said we would love Parker, but that hasn't been discussed. In either case, if Zhang was presented, that would be a big fight, Finkel said. Well, that's the thing that puzzles me at first, because we already know Sean George, which is the trainer of Zhilei Zhang, they supposedly have reached out to Team Wilder, okay? And he says, well, he would like the Parker fight. Shelley would like the Parker fight, okay? Not necessarily Deontay, but he said, but that hasn't been discussed. So he hasn't talked to Deontay Wilder about Joseph Parker or how he feels about him wanting his fighter, Deontay Wilder, to fight Joseph Parker again. He hasn't talked to him yet. He just confirmed that. And based on the Zhang fight, he also likes the idea of the Zhang fight if he cannot talk him into fighting Parker, which we know that Deontay Wilder has went publicly and said that he is not interested in fighting Joseph Parker. He's only interested in fighting Anthony Joshua. So, based on that information that we have, okay, from Deontay Wilder and his manager, they're saying two different things, but I don't think they've communicated with each other enough, okay, to come to some type of agreement or to discuss anything. But what would I feel about that? I think the ball is in Deontay Wilder's court and Deontay Wilder only, because now we're chipping down what and how people feel about certain things, which I think transparency is very, very important. Why? Because when you have guys that's saying this and guys that's saying that, let me give you an example. If you guys can remember in 2020 when Deontay Wilder suffered his first career loss when he was stopped by Tyson Fury in the 7th round, right? And the word around the campfire that Mark Breland was immediately fired, okay? And then Shelley Fle came right behind them and said, nobody's going nowhere or no one's fired at all. Where did you get that from? Okay. Then you had all this misinformation about this guy saying this and this guy saying that and that guy saying this. And all this was miscommunication because we were all misinformed. In this case, we know Shelley Fle and how he feels about Joseph Parker because he wants a Joseph Parker rematch, and Zhilei Zhang, since Zhilei Zhang is going to be rumored to be on that undercard. Okay, and the fight may be with Deontay Wilder if he wants to fight, according to Team Zhang. Okay, so what this means that if Deontay Wilder doesn't want the fight, there's no other people to look for or pass besides himself and Malik Scott, because those are the guys that needs to be coerced and discussed with before this can be seen a fight or not. They got to say yay or nay. They have to be the ones to say that. No one else. Because when you have what a manager thinks, just like Bob Arum wanted Teofimo Lopez Jr. to fight Lomachenko again, that doesn't mean Lopez did, and he didn't. So this may be another case for whatever reason. You know, unless Deontay Wilder has something else up his sleeve, and I think the alternative was the fight that AJ ended up picking, Francis Ngannou. So I think a part of Wilder, is kind of maybe, disappointed, pissed off, because he wanted that opportunity to take on Francis Ngannou because those guys were in talk around this time last year about getting it on. But I think ponder negotiations like that. Nothing concrete is the reason why he had all that inactivity. Okay, so it goes back to the welfare of the fighter. Now, what do I think? I think Deontay Wilder, if he's still suffering from killer instinct, lack of love for the sport, maybe he shouldn't take it. But that comes with a price. Because if he doesn't take it, it's going to be hard for him to get back in the saddle simply because he took a loss by Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker was on the co-main event. He was the guy that was fighting the guy that's supposed to fight the guy on the main card, which was Anthony Joshua. So Wilder has to do something to get back his good graces with everyone, including the Saudi Arabians, the ones that's paying to see the fights take place. See, all this matters to Saudi because they're the ones with the checkbook. So he's going to have to do something to appease them. Okay? So if they wanted that Zhang fight and they wanted him for that Zhang fight, and that's the fight they're interested in seeing, and he doesn't want to do it, they're not going to like that too much because they're going to look at it like, okay, well, hey, we put you in there with a guy that moved and can box a little bit, but let's put you in there with somebody that is less mobile, but is equally dangerous, like Big Bang Zhang. And you don't want it, and you turn us down. And another thing you need to understand, Tyson Fury figured this out about the Saudis, and they said it themselves. They said that, hey, we make very generous offers for our fighters, but it's non-negotiable, okay? Meaning you can't, hey, I don't know about this, can you make it this? No, that is what they're offering you. They have faith in what they're giving you is enough, or better yet, more than enough to get your ass in the ring and to perform in their country, in their venue, okay? And there's no reneging, there's no discussion, it's non-negotiable. That's it. That's what's on the table, and that's what you get. Okay, so if Wilder wants to play hardball and play that Andy Ruiz back and forth shit, there won't be any back and forth, and he may be able to talk his way out of a good opportunity. Okay, and I don't think he wants to do that because he praised Saudi Arabia like the Dickens in the interview with 78 Sports TV. So I do think that it's in his best interest to take it in, like life's a risk anyway. It's a power play, but it's a different style. And I think he can win. So I would do that, but he has to know he can do that. So it's all about Wilder in every sense of the word. He makes the decision. He decides if he can beat him. He has to question himself. He has to do some soul searching, stay away from the fucking ayahuasca, and make stuff happen and decide now. Because the Saudis, one thing about them, they're quick. They're not playing any games. No reindeer games. Okay? And I feel that he should take it. Because if he wants to stay with the big boys, he doesn't have time to take tune-ups now because they expect him to redeem himself and redeem himself quickly. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Team Wilder, Shelley Fle accepting the offer for Big Bang Zhang or Joseph Parker. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!